Good morning and good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey, and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's holiday weather news portal. This is the daily video forecast discussion for a very busy, stormy, and potentially snowy end to this Wednesday into Thursday morning. This is December 7th, 2011, and I'm your forecaster, Robert Smith. And as usual this morning, we're starting things out with a very active and rainy day. A mild day, but the temperatures are going to start coming down during this afternoon as the cold front slides off the coast and colder weather starts to come in later tonight into tomorrow. Right now, currently this morning, we have light to moderate bands of rain moving into the forecast region all across the northern mid-Atlantic, the Delmarva, and northern New Jersey into New York City, and then out towards southern Connecticut and Long Island. And the rain is just going to come down in waves today, moderate to heavy rain, and the rainfall is going to get heavy during tonight too. And that's why we've got some flood watches in effect, and we'll get to that and a lot of all the other warnings in effect for today, tonight, and tomorrow morning as well. Temperatures starting off today on the chilly side back into the 40s. This is where the front is right now across northeastern and north central Pennsylvania. South of the front, the temperatures are still mild. They're generally in the mid to the upper 50s down to the lower 60s in the Delmarva. This graphic here shows us our area flood watch is in effect right through Thursday morning at around 5 a.m. And this encompasses most of the New Jersey area except for the immediate coast from central Monmouth County down through Ocean County, but that doesn't matter because what we've got here are gale warnings in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, right from Sandy Hook all the way down through the southern areas of Delaware. And this is for very strong winds tonight and through tomorrow morning as the winds shift around as the storm center. The second one, not the one that's affecting us this morning with the moderate to heavy rain coming in, but the one coming in for tonight through early tomorrow morning is going to really ramp up the winds here, and it's going to mean for some choppy seas and very strong wind gust for boaters out in the marine areas. And obviously we've got some gale watches and some small craft advisories here for the Delaware River, actually south right here through the areas which are considering the Chesapeake Bay. Okay, I'll take this off right now. And other than that, there are obviously some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings, but this map isn't showing it here, so we're going to get to that right now. As I mentioned, it's going to be a very busy day, an active day here for Wednesday right through tonight and tomorrow morning. A lot of ingredients coming together for both heavy rain, flooding, wind, and snow. First of all, in northwestern New Jersey, Sussex and Warren County are under a winter storm advisory. Actually, these are winter weather advisories for several inches of snow by tomorrow morning as the storm exits. Back and through Carbon, Monroe, and Pike County in Pennsylvania, we have winter storm warnings where heavy or moderate bursts of snow are going to occur from during late tonight right through early tomorrow morning before the storm exits the coast. And amounts here could be well in exceeding of perhaps 5 to 8 inches. Here in northern New Jersey, from Passaic County down through Morris County and down through Essex County and Union and northern Passaic and Bergen counties, also these areas are going to be under flood watches for today. I've noticed that some of the hydrologic river data is pointing to some flooding potential along the Passaic River at points near Pine Brook and also near Black Mills in central New Jersey within the next 48 hours. So the antecedent rain, 1 inch to 2.5, locally 3 inches of rain in spots during today, tonight, and early tomorrow morning could produce flooding in these areas. The lighter green areas here, anywhere from central Jersey all the way to the coast, down through the Delmarva and back down through Allentown and east of Reading, all the way down to Philadelphia. All these areas here are in flood advisories, and these will locally be encapsulated into warnings during this afternoon and tonight as some of the big rainfall comes through the area. This is going with the National Weather Service office in Mount Holly, Philadelphia. This is for the total storm snowfall forecast, say that fast, for northern New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And we're finding discrete amounts here of about 4 inches in spots, up to 4 inches actually, for parts of Sussex and Warren County back into portions of northeastern Pennsylvania. As we go further back into Carbon, Monroe, and Pike counties, localized amounts here could spike up to around 6 inches. And anywhere from Morris County all the way down through Hunterdon County and back towards areas southeast of this area here, we're locating areas of discrete anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of general snowfall by tomorrow morning. We're not expecting any ice, as the changeover will go from rain to snow. Eastern U.S. water vapor loop this morning shows several waves of low pressure along this front. All this blue upper level moisture, mid and upper level moisture on the water vapor indicated by very heavy rainfall throughout this northern mid-Atlantic region. The low pressure center moving to the north this afternoon. We could get a slight bit of a break, but this area of low pressure over the Tennessee Valley is going to deepen, and as an upper level max developing across the Tennessee Valley and back through Arkansas this afternoon, and the Mississippi Valley takes the bend around and up the eastern slopes of the Appalachians, surface low pressure is going to deepen along the mid-Atlantic coast and probably deepen quite rapidly as it approaches southern New Jersey and then the benchmark very close to south of Long Island by tomorrow morning. That's going to mean that winds are going to increase, and the intensity of the rainfall was going to be coming down quite hard, so that's why the watches and warnings are in effect for the area. Notice this plume of moisture here. This extension of these clouds here on the water vapor imagery goes all the way back through Hawaii. This is our subtropical jet stream, and that is loaded with moisture, and that is why this front is it's actually sliding through Orange County in New York and Putnam County in central New Jersey this morning, and the winds are going to shift around a little bit. Slightly colder air is going to be able to get in here during the course from this afternoon through tonight. So the highest temperatures right now for the day are occurring now and will gradually take a downturn throughout this afternoon and tonight. And as this area of low pressure deepens off the mid-Atlantic coast tonight, the rain is going to change to snow across northeastern Pennsylvania and central Pennsylvania, and the snow will then infiltrate into northwestern New Jersey, possibly into New York City. Very little accumulation, if anything, in New York City, but back towards central and northwestern New Jersey and back into the Poconos. That's where the areas of moderate to heavy snow could be coming down quite heavy after midnight tonight through about 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that's where the heaviest snowfall accumulation is going to have to come down quite hard to actually stick to the ground. But we saw this before on this October snowstorm of October 29th. So we're going to be monitoring this. So if you live in these areas tomorrow morning, it's going to be a rough commute getting around on Thursday morning. And the winds are going to also shift around to the northwest and get quite gusty. First from the south-southeast this afternoon and tonight. That's why gale warnings are in effect along the coast. And tomorrow, those winds are going to howl. And that's why we could have some downed trees and even potentially some power outages as a result, because of the antecedent rain. Anywhere from 1 to locally 3 inches over the next 12 to 24 hours may lead to some additional stream, river, urban flooding, and possibly some down trees and power outages. So you want to check for all that data on our drop-down menus here on GardenStateWeather.com. Okay, we'll start things off with the NAM WRF Model 6C run off the Penn State eWall site, and this is for the next 84 hours. Want to give you an idea of what the panels are. The upper left-hand panel is the surface pressure and 2-meter temperatures. That's about 6 feet above the ground. This gives you an indication of where the temperatures are going over the next 84 hours. On the right-hand upper side panel, we have the hourly or 3-hourly precipitation totals, and I'm going to run through this in a minute. And then on the bottom here on the lower left-hand side, these are 10-meter winds, about 1,000 feet or so up into the atmosphere. And then, of course, the total rainfall and precipitation output on the lower right-hand side. Going through these maps now, if we get past the first 21 hours here, we can see the temperatures are already falling, and the heavy rain on the upper right-hand side corner here is going to be quite heavy in the watershed areas, and this is where the potential for moderate to heavy snow on trees that are still having some leaves on them could really produce some power outages. It's quite possible. It's not mentioned yet by the National Weather Service, but the ground is so saturated that it's very possible that this will occur during tomorrow morning. That's going to be some very heavy wet snow, going to come down heavy in parts of Sussex and Warren County out into the Poconos, perhaps just west of northern Morris County down the mountains there. And this is going to be something that we're going to have to look for tomorrow morning. It's going to be a mess getting around, but the precipitation should be over by the time sunrise comes tomorrow morning, but the damage probably will be done. And unfortunately, some of the rainfall will be continuing to run down from the streams into the rivers, and we could potentially have some flooding of some small streams and rivers here in northern New Jersey, such as Pine Brook and Black Mills, as it was mentioned earlier in the broadcast. And notice how the winds turn around rapidly, and they're quite strong and gusty here across the coastal waters, and that's why gale warnings are in effect. As we get through the forecast in time, it's going to get quite chilly. We have a secondary cold front, which is going to be coming through the day on Friday. And notice here how the temperatures are already dropping well into the 20s into northwestern New Jersey. They remain in the 30s with the freezing line here. If we can get to the... keep moving this map here. The freezing line here through northern New York, through central Jersey, down to just east of Philadelphia. Everything behind that is already below freezing at the surface. Temperatures near freezing and in the 30s right to the coast. The only temperatures that are warmer than that are in the ocean, where along the immediate coast they'll be in the 40s. But other than that, temperatures are going to take a downturn slide, and as the cold front comes through, the winds will start varying around again, and moderation will occur a little bit on Friday afternoon, but temperatures are still going to struggle into the 30s in northwestern New Jersey, remain in the 40s just about everywhere else from New York City down through Philadelphia. And then much chillier air coming in behind that front on Saturday. Temperatures probably going to stay pretty much in the early morning hours in the 30s on Saturday, and probably not rise that much beyond the upper 30s and mid 40s. The NAM usually is a little colder than most of the models, so we have to kind of tweak the forecast, and we can see the northwest downslope flow. Plenty of sunshine, dry air in place, and winds will abate too, but it's going to be a cold weekend with temperatures anywhere from the upper 30s into the 40s. The extended forecast details are on the website in our daily forecast discussion. All the watches, warnings, advisories, all the information is available on our front page. Drop-down menus as well provide you with additional links to outside sources from the National Weather Service for watches, warnings, and rivers, streams, and flooding. And all of that stuff, all of it is provided right here on GardenStateWeather.com. I'm out of time for today. Be prepared for some moderate to heavy rain and some snow late tonight through tomorrow morning. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good and safe Wednesday and Thursday.